for the Panthers, who go left to right in the black. Blue Devils right to left in the blue. David Erbacher, our referee, sends us on our way, and away we go at Koskinen Stadium. Happy to have you with us this evening on the ACC Network with Devin Kerr. I'm Joe Malfa. Duke looking to remain one of the few unbeaten teams still in the country. Pitt, a threatening team, coming off of a 1-1 draw against the #1 ranked NC State team. They're battle-tested, they're getting healthy. They are by no means an easy out. And it is a perfect night for soccer here at Koskinen Stadium. 65 degrees, there's no cloud in the sky, and right to it, these Panthers chipping toward goal. Did it take a touch? It is out for a goal kick. Down that left side, working through Kasper Svenby. Interestingly, over on the left to begin things here.
Turn. Go big.
Back line configuration for Pitt was something we weren't quite sure of. Here with Ferran back, making his debut for the Panthers. Looks like he's slotted in as the right center back, Gavin Wetzel at right back. And that pushes Kasper Svenby over to the left. So some maneuvering on the Pitt side. Ahead toward Lassedal, and Eric Demora has it. Outstanding transfer goalkeeper for Duke. The redshirt senior from Clifton, New Jersey. Previously at Monmouth. Great vocal leader back there for John Kerr's side. Vukovic, Demora. Direct through again, looking for Bjornsson. You'll see a lot of that out of the Duke Blue Devils. They're direct, they're simple, they're effective at times.
The physicality is something that's also going to throw off the tempo for the visitors. Pitt Panthers and Jay Vidovich mentioned control over the opening portion of this match, having the ball at their feet, being able to attack outside in. The change by Kasper Svenby to the left will be an interesting one, but it's also protecting a freshman debut. And Ferran back at the center back position on the right side. Jackson Gilman will help out as well, but problem here is felt like there was direct contact right in the midsection coming to for the Blue Devils. Oh yeah.
Alessandro Vukovic got the worst of it, the center back. Aridon Racaj was the other one involved. John Kerr, head coach of this Duke Blue Devils side. 4 straight tournament appearances. Last year's was a bit abrupt in the one-and-done nature of their loss to San Diego. That was off of a loss in the quarterfinal of the ACC tournament against Cal. Had a good conversation with him today, just sort of autopsying that abrupt end to last year. Felt that last year's group would just have momentary lapses. They'd defend great for 78 of the 90 minutes, but it was just helter-skelter for a few minutes here or there that cost them ultimately. Feels this year's group has avoided that, and that man, a big reason why. Alessandro Vukovic on the back line, the transfer from Marshall.
Well, he's certainly experienced some deeper runs in the tournament, most recently from Marshall University. You just referenced that. The fact they made all the way to the national title game under Chris Grassi, falling just short to not underdogs, just dogs in Vermont.
Actually catamounts, but
there you go. I would say within that, though, to your point of trying to find a way to get a little bit deeper in defensively, feel like they're making progressions every single game. They've been tight-knit in nature. You know, they haven't allowed a ton, but within all of that, they become more expansive going forward. The ode for the Duke Blue Devils is some of the teams of yore in college soccer, a little bit more direct, more physical in nature. As much as we've seen the modernization of football over the past couple of seasons, this takes it back a couple of years, but they're very effective in the directness in which they play.
And when you have somebody like Ulfur Bjornsson up top, why not? Came into the season as a top drawer soccer #1 ranked player in the country. We've alluded to it. The injuries have really hindered his ability to get going this season. Both ankles are the issues that he's been dealing with and navigating. This is just his 5th start, 7th appearance, 2 goals, 2 assists. 13 goals last year, 10 the year before.
On one, ready for the channel, Tommy, front it.
Coming up for a long throw. This Duke side. Bjornsson, no doubt, the target. Jose Ortega will take this throw. Ortega launches, looking for that flick on from Vukovic, didn't get it. Turning right into the traffic. Vukovic has been all over the place in these first 5 minutes. Mocks him, sends it clear. Pressure relentless right now.
Within the depth for the Duke Blue Devils, you get a lot of flexibility and aggression. You mentioned Vukovic. Comrade will be another one to help release on that right-hand side, even with the absence of a couple of players in the lineup here tonight for the Blue Devils. Preston Zabinko is namely one of them, the outside right working back. You get Jamie Kabusu back. You know, you can over pivot on the right, on the left, control the midfield with Kenan Hott and Trevor Burns, and advance numbers up high. As much control as you want from Pitt, you still have to account for all the oncoming attackers.
Drew Kerr looking for Bjornsson. Comes out the other side for Ortega. Ortega looking again for Bjornsson. Pitt holding strong. Ortega lunges in, forces a deflection. Kenan Hott with it. Kabusu. You hear the call again coming over from the Duke bench. Our field microphones, long throw, set it up. Every one of these an opportunity, similar to a corner for the Blue Devils, to try and get something toward goal. That flick on, they're looking for Vukovic at the near side of the 6 to flick it on to Bjornsson or whoever may be lurking. Watch the run from number 6, big Alessandro Vukovic. It's sent his way, backing in. Vukovic holding it up for Bjornsson. It's blocked, still in play. Vidovic in charge of this Pitt Panthers side. They've had a lot of recent success against Duke in this rivalry. Duke has not beaten Pitt since 2018. In the 7 years since, 4 Pitt wins, 3 draws. Look at that, 4 of the last 5 seasons, reaching at least the national quarterfinal. This year's team slow off the blocks. Injury is a big reason why. Feels like they're turning that corner. Getting guys back healthy, better performances. Coming off a 1-1 draw against then number 1 NC State. Now they fell to number 2 this week, but still one of the top teams in the country. All the way back to Demora. Looking long down this left side for Racaj. Can't keep it in. Nice ball slipped through. Carter lets it run by. Duke team, as you alluded to, Devin, in the open, 63rd strength of schedule. Part of that has inflated some of their attacking numbers. They just played D3 Averett, won 10-0 in that game. They had a previous meeting against Howard and won 8-0. If you take away those 2 games, which happened, but the opponents were the opponents, it's still an impressive nearly 1.5 goals per game, but it's not nearly as eye-popping. So those 2 games certainly help. Burns. Kabusu wants it out wide, fed that way. Just his 2nd appearance this season. Started last game against Averett, back from injury. Kabusu looks good now. To the end line, Kabusu feeds it in front.
No cross. See you front. Come on, boys. Hey, you're not on there. You're not there. No, I'm saying.
A better overall on the width, the high line coming back from injury. Just look at all of the numbers. The Duke Blue Devils inside the top of the 18, 6 separate players with depth in the ranks to be able to pick out the oncoming runner.
We're on tight.
Long throw again. Vukovic got a piece of it. Settled, hot, wide. Kenan Hott having his best year offensively. 6 goals, 3 assists for the senior from Lincroft, New Jersey. You see his first 3 seasons, a goal and an assist to his name. More of a breakout this year. Vocal leader on this team as well. You just heard him shouting to the referee, David Erbacher, stop the clock. He already feels Pitt is engaging in a little bit of some time wasting here in the early stages. Wetzel works it through for Grayson Carter. Carter looking out down that left flank for Casper Svenby. Badere. Only 10 minutes gone, still quiet relatively. 1 shot apiece in the early stages. That's for a Duke team again, coming off that 10-0 win over Everett. They had 49 shots, 23 on target in that game, so it was essentially glorified training. Given away here carelessly by Pitt. Try from distance to chip. The keeper mocks him. He scurried back to his line in time.
I certainly like the idea early on, tactically from Pitt. What they're doing is, with the movement of Thorson to the far side of the field. Another transfer, Marco Silva playing up high, stepping on the touchline and releasing Grayson Carter. They're trying to spread the back line out to create seams to work through. In order to be able to do that, a couple of things, quick decision making, number 1, number 2, is you got to continue to play vertical. That's the first time we've seen from back to front Pitt's been able to do so. As the pressure comes, bypass it. You play vertical, you get around it, and then you force the back line and midfielders to start defending in a negative fashion. Joe, your body turns, you're running against the grain. It's one of the most difficult things to do as a defender, no matter where you're out on the field.
A lot of ball control in the early going Duke's way. You and I chatting throughout the day as we were preparing for this. It was an interesting contrast of styles. As we've talked about, this Duke team more direct, more physical. Pitt, the team more likely to put it on the ground, ping it around, and play that more beautiful style of the game. Here's Drew Kerr. So far, it's been Duke. More control of the ball.
Some of that also has to do with Pitt trying to find their footing. A lot of positional changes. You got a freshman center back, I might add, coming onto that back line, trying to help control. And the tactics, they're a little bit more for defending flat across the midfield, releasing high, we just referenced. But the defending shape, very different based upon personnel and where they're coming from what we've been used to seeing from the Panthers over the course of the year.
That long throw from Drew Kerr ran out of steam. See if he does it again or if they bring Jose Ortega over to take it. He goes short this time instead. Poked away. Kenan Hott lining it up. Thought about it. Hott. Ortega. Kabusu. Ortega.
No foul.
He just took it out of play himself. I think he thought it was deflected, but referee says otherwise.
Yeah. You want that? You just go. Strong. Men on. Fire for you. Get up, boy. Ready to run.
Women's Sports take over the afternoon every Sunday right here on ACC Network. We've got a noon Eastern start with volleyball, number 5 Pitt hosting Georgia Tech. Then we have a soccer doubleheader, Cal SMU at 2. Then number 19 North Carolina hosts Pitt. Should be a terrific afternoon of matches on Sunday. Work back toward Bjornsson. And cleared by back.
What a touch.
Feels like they're the first to every loose ball right now, Duke. Kabusu with the control on that one.
Really good balance on the back line, whether it's Jamie Kabusu or Drew Kerr, right and left respectively, as they start to pivot in. These long balls coming off the Pitt back line. They're stepping in, they're rotating back into it, takes the pressure off the center backs.
What a run this is from Kabusu with the flex. Was it a corner? It is. They needed him back in a big way, and we're seeing it in these first 15 minutes.
Within all of that on the backside, you're the recipient of quick decision-making coming forward. Yes, this is off a second 50-50, but the first one was a long ball up over the top. Establish yourself defensively, then you can start to release players into impact moments. One of the biggest things, talking to John Kerr, head coach of the Duke Blue Devils, that they've been working on is right decisions and right moments, regardless of opponent, calculated chances, and exactly when to take the risk.
Head coach John Kerr's son, Drew Kerr, positions the in-swinger corner.
Come on, boys. Good, go ahead. Smart, ready to go here, yeah? Come on, boys, strong. Really bump him, Massa. Really bump him. Be smart. Got a bump.
Kerr.
Yeah, get up. Jason, back close.
Nice move by Hott to the end line.
No cross.
Kenan Hott through the legs. How about that? Kenan Hott continues on the right foot. Kenan Hott, last touch a little bit too heavy. Everything before that was brilliant. Again given away in the midfield.
Again. Backside, Fernie, izquierda. Gone, and on.
Foul goes against Duke. It'll allow Pitt to breathe a bit easier.
He's really grown over the last 4 years. Kenan Hott, deep-lying 6, paired next to one of the best midfielders in the country, Peter Stroud, early on in his career. Nick Periano didn't allow him to play up high. They release him more, and within that, the individual skill set on full display. Some of that flexibility we talked about for the Duke Blue Devils. Real aggression right now. Max Simpson, a compliment defensively next to Ulfur Bjornsson. Kenan Hott, you just saw releasing up into that 10 position, and credit so far to Trevor Burns and his ability to cover all the space centrally. It is an area that if I'm the Pitt Panthers, I'm looking to take advantage of. Now, that flattened out shape I reference means you have to create a little bit more depth. You have to be willing to take risks centrally, but numerically, they have the space to be able to step into. Would put a lot of pressure on Trevor Burns.
Pendulum has swung both ways all time in this rivalry. It's not an old rivalry. It only goes back to Pitt's inclusion in the ACC in 2013. Never met before that. Over the last 7 years, 4 Pitt wins, 3 draws. Before then, 6 Duke wins, 1 draw. So it's 2 lengthy unbeaten stretches in this rivalry for both of the programs. That's 2 nutmegs if you're counting at home. This one, it's Drew Kerr. Feeling themselves early on here, these Blue Devils. Kerr trying to turn the corner on Wetzel. Kerr commits the foul. The freshman Wetzel stepping in front, drawing the contact.
It's a little bit tight for my liking. On the corner, tries to establish a dominant position. Oh, no chance. I know you've got some sort of retort coming back at me, but
I think
that's not a foul.
I think Kerr did enough with the arm, and when you're moving at that speed, all it takes is the slightest touch to be a foul.
A friendly reminder, this window's open, and I'll do enough with my arm if you keep getting in the way, young man. Listen, I'll agree with you in this sense. The referee's angle and what he's privy to on that, he's going to see that arm a little bit more from Kerr, coming out away from the body. When we have the luxury of that slowed down image, to me, there's not enough contact there.
It's funny, usually we always sort of gravitate towards siding with the position we used to play up in the booth. Yeah. I was an outside back, you were a center back.
We're flipping
and we flipped there. Yeah. I was on the side of the center back and you were on the side of the outside back. Kept alive by Silva. He's fouled physical early on, and that's part of Duke's nature. Pitt coming into tonight, we knew they had to match it. It's never dirty, it never crosses a line, but it's part of how they play and their identity.
Disrupts the overall flow. Certainly Pitt, a tempo team, ball at the feet, creating unbalance based upon the way that the movements on the field in front of them take place. Trying to find that right now. as the game slows down, moments like this, regroup, communicate with each other. Going back to the midfield identity. Beta trying to get him on the ball a little bit more. Milimicania just on it there. 14 in black, a little bit too flat for my liking as they create this triangular pivot, working off the two central midfielders and the outside backs coming high. That's where they're going to be at their best, or playing direct and then moving the line forward. But because of the physicality, haven't been able to establish any real regular rhythm.
Wisely dummied through towards Silva. Carter was offside. Aerial won by Racaj. One of the freshmen that John Kerr is trusting in this group for Duke. 6th start for Racaj. Capped up to the U17 level for Norway. The term freshman, though, it's a little bit looser nowadays. You have a lot of international players coming in. So he is a 20-year-old freshman that has previous pro experience in Norway, 45 appearances. So yes, it is trusting a freshman, but a freshman more in name only. Same could be said of the center back on the other side that you've referenced for Pitt. And Ferran back, 3-year captain and starter for UE Cornellà in one of Spain's top youth divisions, an older freshman, but still a freshman, making his collegiate debut for the Panthers.
Don't care your age or location. First time with any team.
Absolutely.
Especially when you're in a tight-knit physical battle against an opponent, college or not. Difficult to handle. Tendencies of your teammates around you. Tactics of what you've gone through over the course of the year, starting group or not, start to evolve throughout a match. Decision-making can vary. Stabilizing their ability to hold the ball and control is exactly what they need right now. And off of that free kick, starting to establish a little bit, positionally moving higher. That's what Jay Vidovic wants.
Haven't really said the name Kasper Svenby much yet, other than to note that he's playing on the left instead of the right, as is typical. Mac Herman watch list in 2025, expected to be one of the players of the year. Last year, first-team All-American, Defensive Player of the Year. Injuries have sort of bitten him this year, hasn't gotten up to full speed. This only his 4th start. Anything different for him coming off the left instead of the right?
I would say first you have to look at the tactical matchup against Duke. The fact that Ortega is playing high and Jamie Caboose is doing a really good job of coming along with him. So as a defender, your first responsibility, keep the game in front of you. Don't allow the threat in behind. He's having to start much deeper like this, getting on the ball. When he starts to move forward, it's not a left or right thing. If you look at his skill set, he has the ability with speed and body shape to be able to be successful on the left. It's more about relationships, which he's lacking because of that flat shape within the midfield. And as you release Albert Thorson up high, they've got one-on-one there. So playing a little bit more direct, playing combination, those are eliminated. Now you got to go win your individual battle, run by someone, which he also hasn't the ability to do because of how good the midfield from Duke has been. I mean, this has been an incredible start for the Duke Blue Devils, and yet still 0-0, right?
Silva, some familiarity in the ranks today. Marco Silva, part of last year's team that made the title game at Marshall. As we mentioned, Alexander Vukovic, the center back for Duke, part of that team as well, matched up against each other.
Go on! Go on!
Beta. Oh, nice flick on. Something could be on here for Pitt. Better step defensively from Duke, lunging in to win it. It's Vukovic. He has been a beast for the first half of this first half. It's not often you're calling a center back's name more than anybody else's in a match. Usually that's a bad thing. I think the team's under fire, but Vukovic has made his presence very known so far. Carter. Silva.
No, they fucking run. Stay tight.
Gavin Wetzel has got a good range of pass on that back line for Pitt. And the offside flag comes up. Here's our Week 6 ACC Network Saturday football lineup. Noon Eastern, Pitt hosts BC. Then at Syracuse and SMU will cap the night with a field pass presentation of the number 3 Miami side going up against number 18 Florida State, with sideline commentary at 7:30 Eastern. All 3 games also available on the all-new ESPN app, so you can watch from anywhere.
Certain things in college football that just have to be right in order to really feel like an important season. Although my personal dislike for the organizations or the universities have nothing to do with this, Miami, Florida State has to be top 25 every year.
Oh, yeah.
Someone needs to ping it wide left and right. Let's get that out of the way. You know, Notre Dame, USC, there's another one, right? Just, it has to be there.
Certain games you circle on the calendar, and the years in which the teams are not ranked, or one is good and one is terrible, or they're not fun years. Not the case this year. It's been sort of the case in recent years, especially last year for Florida State, but they have rebounded with Castellanos coming over at QB from Boston College. Back to the football of the round nature instead of the egg-shaped nature. And a free kick for Duke. Haven't had to go to the pocket yet. David Erbacher calling Kasper Svenby over for a conversation.
It's late. It's in from behind. You're certainly going to get in trouble. The argument is he stepped and won the ball. The problem is back up over the shoulder to create the contact, which is why on the back end, after the infraction, I don't think that that's the native Norwegian tongue that David Erbacher was privy to on the field of play. And Kasper Svenby, regardless of tactics inside of field, always bridging the gap on international relations. Very kind of him.
Who are you to judge? Who's to say David Erbacher is not firing up Duolingo? That owl will come after you if you don't open the app.
Figured out very early on in my career that the best way to go about infractions with referees, A, not to create one in general, but B, learn the languages they didn't speak. Made life a lot easier.
Bader. He ended up with a yellow in that exchange while we were showing you the replay, Kasper Svenby. I do wonder if it was for the foul or for the conversation in the aftermath, because I don't know if the foul was necessarily yellow worthy in and of itself. It didn't raise my eyebrow per se, but to your point, the reaction sort of did. Danger is coming together there. Erbacher says play on. Numbers for Pitt. After that coming together, Vukovic comes through and wins it. Those 2 players are still down. Up toward Bjornsson. Now Duke the other way. Players slowly getting to their feet. At least Ortega is. Blue Devils on the prowl still. Bjornsson looking through. Knocked away by Wetzel. Man still down for Pitt. Finally the whistle goes to stop play. There's not much you can do when both players go in for a slide simultaneously.
Nailed it. Incidental 100% as they both go to ground here, nearly leaving at the same point in time. Catching lower portion of the body. What a tackle that is, though. Vukovic reaches across the body, watches hips. I mean, that's just pure athleticism and IQ, because the way that he's positioned himself to come back across as the attacker cuts it through. A center back to stop, manipulate his body with momentum and make the tackle. Beautifully done by the transfer from Marshall.
Ortega did pick up a yellow. David Erbacher deemed that he was the one who initiated and came in a little bit reckless in that coming together. That's why you saw him signal advantage for Pitt, let the attack go. And he came back and gave Ortega the yellow. Here's a look at it again. He came in higher. It was that right cleat on the thigh or groin area, or let's see, where did that exactly hit? And I think we know exactly where that hit. And that's why it took a little while for Grayson Carter to get up from it, and the yellow.
That's exactly why you don't get dessert at pregame meal.
You can see where his left hand is. I mean, I don't really have to say anything about it.
I don't have a sub press. I'm still waiting for you.
Ortega in the book. One yellow aside. Ortega and Svenby, interestingly enough, matched up with each other quite often here. Those are the two on yellows. Now John Kerr in this stoppage having a chat with his team. Looks like we're going to see a couple of guys come on now for Duke. Appears as if we're going to see Carter try and tough it out. He's allowed to stay out there because of the yellow that was given. He's trying to walk it off. Trio of changes here for the Blue Devils. Alessandro Arlotti coming on, as is Julius Suber. And Leonardo D'Ambrosio. Carter still trying to tough it out and come back out there. This will restart with a drop ball. Whistle was blown to 10 to the injured Carter. And away we go once again. Maxim sends it clear. Kerr battling Carter. Good to see him right back out there and right back into the fire. Carter wins it.
Out there, JB. Jose, get in. Watch the runner.
Svenby looking to get in behind, was calling for it in space. So work back instead to Gilman. And back. Ferron back, works it through. Contact there. David Erbacher deems it clean. Now Duke goes the other way. Given away by Bjornsson. Heavy touch. Recovered by Trevor Burns. Now Kabusu. He looks like himself, Kabusu. Second appearance this season, started the last game against Averett. Here he is again. Kabusu turning the corner. Jamie Kabusu. Everything but the final ball. He had Bjornsson lurking.
Still right side. No cross on me.
Kerr looking for Suber. Now gets it to him. Flag stays down. Julius Suber overcooks it.
Lino, he's off. Backside.
Kabusu just barely kept it in. Now out of play.
Good ball movement by the Duke Blue Devils as it reaches the far side. And the pace is a little bit of a question on which this ball is hit, but the hesitation right there on the right side of your screen. Mentioned coming in Ulfur Bjornsson. They're really working on the way that he's attacking inside of the box. His indecision, although not the best of balls, also the cause for his inability to get on the end of it. That's something you got to focus in on because he could have been able to put that on frame.
The ball was not in.
Ball wasn't in yet, so they'll redo the throw. Conversation between Tomas Bedure and Aleksandar Vukovic will be matched up again here. Keep an eye on this. Launched that way again. Done well defending these long throws so far, Pitt. Sending it long. Demora. John Kerr did laud his ability to put the ball on a dime. He does so on that far side. Kerr. Coming together between Bedure and Suber. Foul goes against the Blue Devils. Only 15 to play in this first half. Still 0-0. Number 9 unbeaten Duke Blue Devils against the Pitt Panthers side that come in 4-4-2, but have looked better as of late.
An argument here, by the way, from that young man right there, 23 in black on the ground, Tomas Bederay. It's like that's the 4th time he's right, and twice in the last 10 minutes. Consecutive infringement on a singular player doesn't have to be from the same opponent. Persistent in nature right now with the physical play on the 6 for Pitt. There's another area we talked about, the ability to disrupt the flow of play. To have success, they have to be able to play through that focal point within the midfield, and it's something that David Urbacher most certainly has taken notice of. Just talked to Duke Blue Devil players to back off.
Just some housekeeping down on the field during that Kasper-Svenby exchange. It was communicated up to us he was shown a yellow, but it turned out to just be a talking to. The official corrected it. So Svenby not on a card. The only yellow still belongs to Jose Ortega of Duke for that last challenge on Grayson Carter. Joust won by Duke. Kabusu. Bjornsson overlap there from Kabusu. Goes for goal instead. Nearly touched toward goal. Lunging in was Arlotti. Alessandro Arlotti took a gap year in 2024. 3 years at Harvard from 21 through 23. Had 20 goals and 20 assists for Harvard. Very consistent in his annual production as well. It wasn't necessarily one big year, one down year. Every single season at Harvard had at least a dozen goal contributions. And not the only Italian sparking things. D'Ambrosio also good for Duke this season. Haven't seen him come onto the field yet. He was ready to sub on moments ago. They held off on that. Pushing it through up that far side toward Lasedal. Good recovery run from Jose Ortega. Bjornsson unable to control. He's looked comfortable on that back line. Hasn't really been overworked necessarily. Ferron back in his first start. Here he is again.
A twofold the way that they're utilizing Gavin Wetzel, who's slid out from that right center back position into the marking back spot on the right side. Because they're not releasing him as high, 2 things are happening. One is you get Marco Silva and Grayson Carter pinch out of the midfield and on that front line. They get more space to play with, but you also get defensive coverage for back because it's 3 sitting there instead of that counterbalance at 2 that Pitt usually like to move at you. What a touch that is.
Advantage played. Might be coming back for a yellow on Kabusu as well. Never panned out in the attack for Pitt. Just out of sync in the attack, and you can really use that as a microcosm of their whole season. Haven't been in sync in the attack. More changes coming now for Duke. We will see D'Ambrosio coming in, as well as Thomas Vold and Axel Gudbjornsson. It'll be D'Ambrosio for Ortega. Trevor Burns departs for Thomas Vold. And Axel Gudbjornsson on as well. And now, as I noted before, this is what we were expecting. David Urbacher calling, looking for 2. That's Kabusu. Think it might be for a yellow on that foul that led to, or rather right before that Pitt breakthrough. Is it a stern talking to? Is it a card? For now, it's just an intense conversation. That's good refereeing. Using the voice instead of the card.
The leash is definitely going to be a lot shorter. Heavy contact in the midfield. What a touch, by the way. Said it in real time. Albert Thorson. Not necessarily an unnatural position for him. Maybe underutilized on the left flank because of his skill set on the right, playing up top in the 9. Frequency for the Pitt Panthers of how they deploy him. What a ball. Wow.
Laid off by Arlotti. Vold. Kabusu. Looking over the top toward That's good. Bjornsson, who's up there now on the volley. It's blocked. Still on here for Duke. Cutting in toward goal. It's over the bar. Flurry of an opportunity. Unable to put it goalward in the end for Kenan Hott. Twice now he's had a look. Twice he's put it off frame.
Beautiful first half from this man, Vukovic. That dissecting ball, now all of a sudden the midfield has to retreat. You get the back line to jump up for run back, and then that space then opens itself up. We keep talking about the number of personnel that Duke are willing to commit to the attack. Notice the location. Kenan Hott, right side of the screen. You've got a 9 up top on the front side of the 6. Over-committing on the backside defensively. Still difficult for Hott to get on frame, but great pressure there by the Blue Devils.
Try from distance again here. That was awry. This time it's from D'Ambrosio.
I don't think anybody at Cameron Indoor thought maybe that ball was going to end up as a souvenir. Midnight Madness not far away from us.
Midnight Madness that started at 7 Eastern.
Modern day terminology for these kids. I can't keep up anymore.
Although, for you in your current, not advanced, but further advanced-ish age, Devin, 7 p.m. for you is the new midnight.
It's bedtime. It was funny. It was going back and forth via text messages last night with Pitt head coach Jay Vidovich. There was about an hour-and-a-half gap between my last text and his most recent. Woke up this morning, looked at it 9:30. I was happy that I slept for what felt like a decade. I was also a little saddened by the fact that I was asleep before 10 p.m. Times are a-changing, Joe.
Free kick on the way for Duke. Pitt did bring on moments ago Loki Matson and Alex Hauskrit. Swap of the wingers. Lasse Dahl and Marco Silva came off.
Come on, fellas, strong. Come on, fellas. Strong, boys.
Is it Hott with the in-swinger on the right foot or Kerr with the out-swinger on the left? It is Kerr dropping it in at the back post. Still loose in front, bouncing around, and it's out for a corner. Last off a Pitt defender.
See it! See it!
It's a heck of a deflection here right atop the 6. Secondary ball put through right there. Whether he knew it or not, Jackson Gilman. Johnny on the spot. Back to it. Quick little pivot back over. Whoop. Better lucky than good. He'll take it.
Second corner of the night now for Duke. 8.5 to go in this first half. Still deadlocked at zeros.
Strong, coming in your zone, Tommy. That's it. Ref foul. Over.
Comes in from Kerr, drops it in perfectly, punched away by Moxham. They play head tennis at the edge of the area. Now Pitt wants to go. Matson leaves it. Long run to get there and kept in play by Vold. Thomas Vold muscled off the ball. Arlotti almost got there for Duke. And a foul against the Blue Devils. Now we'll see that card come out. It's Kenan Hott. And as you mentioned, it was Badure who he brought down. You noted that fouls against Badure had been adding up, persistent in nature. This one might have been worthy of a yellow in and of itself, whether or not it was Badure or someone else, but a yellow nonetheless for Kenan Hott.
Yellow card issued. Number 43.
Clean. Panthers again up that left side.
Stay tight, stay tight. Come on, come in. Jamie.
Wetzel.
Watch. Look up behind you.
They're on back for Gavin Wetzel. Wetzel looking. Carter looked over the wrong shoulder. Duke able to clear.
Not there, man. Get in!
Picking up his head, Villamajana finds Carter. Carter ahead. It's still in play. Matson trying to center. Good defensive play on the Duke side. Kerr tries to flip the switch. Arlotti brought down. Free kick for Duke.
This was awkward for both of them.
Went quickly on it. Tried to at least. And it's out for a corner now.
Hope they're both okay. Just prior to the movement on the other end of the field. Two Blue Devils, last two trips, having to defend in transition. Great combination on the underlap here. And the vision by Grayson Carter. Kenan Hott releasing out of the midfield. How's the touch? Just to start to release the attack going back forward. Oof, little stinger. That's a knee-to-knee for both players that, fortunately, a bit of incidental contact you're going to pick up. Doesn't mean it's not going to leave a mark. Meeting of the minds. Vukovic, Aceto, Mikabusu, and Kenan Hott. Keep an eye, by the way. Not only do they like to go direct on the back post with all the big bodies, they do a really good job at releasing secondary options right atop the 18 to try and play through if they want to get crafty.
We've already seen Kenan Hott try twice from the edge of the area. Both times put it wide. Kerr drops it in again amid all the traffic. And foul goes against Duke. A little push off of the back post, trying to get up for it. Slow to get up in the aftermath. Aceto. See Drew Kerr move around the field a lot for Duke, formerly of the midfield for the Blue Devils. Chatting with his father and head coach John Kerr today, said he don't think he ever expected to see his son flip over to being a left back, but it's just given them so much more now. Matson in behind. Matson, some hesitation. Oh, he pulls it wide. He was caught between two minds of a shot or a touch around the keeper. Demora might have been their best option so far tonight.
Cheating, the back line is here. Great speed by Loke Matson. I don't know if he was onside, but as the center back jumps up high, this touch gotta be softer there. Use your instep to drag it across your body. That's footsteps in front and fear of the oncoming challenge. Demora caught it a bit late, and as much pressure as they've had to take in this first half. Give Pitt credit. Last couple of minutes, starting to get a little bit of rhythm, good speed and physicality within the group that Jay Vidovic has brought off the bench. And most importantly, the best statistical team on the attacking side of the football, Duke Blue Devils in NCAA. 210 teams, they are #1, but right now the only thing that matters to them, the 0 on the scoreboard after nearly 45 minutes of play.
And again, I don't mean to pop the balloon on Duke, but you have to take that with a grain of salt.
Absolutely.
It's 10 goals against Division III Averett last game, 8 goals against Howard a couple weeks ago. Take away those 2 games, their goals per game is 1.43. It's more modest, but still good. Suber. Pinballing around, stays in. Suber curling, saved by Moxham, leaves no rebound.
The conversation about Duke attacking-wise as they continue to throw numbers forward, I would agree with you in the sense of strength of schedule and opponent. I would say it's very similar to NC State and they've had to take on only 1 goal given up, courtesy of the Pitt Panthers. Still only 1 goal. You still got to go get the results and be able to withstand things defensively. If good as NC State have been on the attacking side of the ball. Similar here for the Blue Devils moving forward.
Looking over toward Bjornsson. Gives him a big presence in the air, coming in, replacing Bjornsson. Keep in mind, it's Ulfur Bjornsson and then Axel Bjornsson, who's replacing him. Got that?
Nope. That's why I have you.
It's already bad enough we have 3 Kerrs to deal with today between
there it is.
You, John, and Drew. Here is Drew. Hot.
Yes! Boys, get pressure on the ball! Go out! Come on, Arnie. 3 minutes.
Cito And just so we are clear, we've done the research, Ancestry.com, right? There's no overlap between you and the Duke Curs.
Not in the last 2 centuries.
Not that we know of.
Take us back to the land of our brethren, the Scotsmen. I'm sure somewhere some Klansmen broke bread at one point in time. Ironically, my invitation to the family get-together every single year keeps getting lost in the mail.
Yeah.
Who knew? You know? Reunion, sure. Rerun. That's what it's more like, trying to find out exactly what the SPS did with it.
The name Kerr, very relevant today in media. Today, actually, the movie The Smashing Machine release of Dwayne Johnson fame. Mark Kerr, the fighter, featured in that biopic. Former ACC, won a national title as a wrestler at Syracuse. So, big day for the Kerrs all around. Flag comes up here, offside against Pitt. Tomorrow morning, the ACC huddle crew will be in Tallahassee at Doak Campbell Stadium to get you ready for another full day of football with a 2-hour pregame show. We'll have game previews, expert analysis, and featured stories, all here on the ACC network and the all-new ESPN app. Long run for Arlotti. Ball did stay in. Arlotti retrieves.
Come to the ball! Come to the ball, Tony, left! Away!
Vukovic, smooth. Who was the call on? Was it Vukovic or was it the push from Vold from behind? Either way, free kick for Pitt. Under a minute to go in this first half.
Return! Watch the runners. Yes! Smart! Quick the fuck on! 40 seconds! Quick time.
Free kick here for Pitt. They've got to hurry. 27 seconds and counting. They've been a dangerous set-piece team all season. Look for Villamajana. Has 5 headed goals this season. 4 directly off corners, 1 off a recycled ball. There he is. All 5 of those goals, tied for 7th in the conference, off of headers. 10 seconds to go in the half. It's dropped in toward that back post, flicked on out for the corner. They won't have time to take it, and it'll be scoreless at the break between Duke and Pitt. Interesting first half between these teams. Have always been second half of the season teams. They broke from that trend actually the last couple of years. But historically, back at Wake Forest and here at Pitt, second half of the season, they mesh, they go on a run. This was one of the nights on the calendar you maybe circled to be that launching point for Pitt. Can this second half be that? We are underway now with Devin Kerr. I'm Joe Malfa. Happy to have you with us here at Koskinen Stadium. Pitt now in the black from right to left. Duke in the blue from left to right. Winning it in the midfield. That was a theme in the first half. Duke really controlling the midfield. Beitere picks the pocket back here. Jack Moxham almost gave it away through the middle. Dangerous ball, just having to rescue it on the Pitt side was Hauskrit. Alex Hauskrit hasn't seen a lot of time this season. 4 appearances, 71 total minutes. Did not appear either of the last 2 years for Pitt now in his junior season. Spent 7 years in the Pittsburgh Riverhounds Academy, local kid. Arlotti.
Top of the box, Thomas!
Kerr. Bjornsson making his run toward that near post, positioning in front of Gilman. neither side have really made passageway into the final third easy so far here tonight. Given away. Lasadal lopping. Offside flag coming up here. Oscar didn't time it.
Good contact early on, just couldn't reassess the angle of which he needed to jump back into an onside position. Could have right there, bottom of your screen. Jimmy Kabusu recognizing where the threat was coming from. He jumped the line a little bit to help force the issue.
Jakob Lopping commits the foul. He's new into this game, subbing on at halftime. Lopping, the freshman from Luzern, Switzerland. 6th appearance, a goal and an assist to his name as a freshman. But again, as we talked about in the first half, a freshman in name only, a 22-year-old who played for Werder Bremen. 80 appearances, 21 goals for Werder Bremen 2. Made the first team roster for one match day. One of those players that Jay Vidovic was excited to have in this year's crop of newcomers. Hasn't quite cracked the code yet. On this lineup, injuries a reason why, finding the new chemistries. Ortega. Into space for Kenan Hott. Kenan Hott gets there, serves it, the header, there it is! Was building for Duke. Finally they have their goal. Alessandro Arlotti scores again.
Great build from the Duke Blue Devils. This ball that Kenan Hott puts into the box, served on an absolute platter. Applaud. Deep lying in nature. The texture on the ball, of which it's pushed into the corner. Kenan Hott releasing out of the midfield, an area of his game he hasn't been able to utilize because of the players in front of him in previous years. Now he is the guy, but the man, after that service, just in front of Arlotti, cannot put it in any better of a spot than right atop the 6, challenging the back line. Inability for the goalkeeper to catch the on-rushing threat of what has been ridiculous energy and momentum from the first whistle by the Duke Blue Devils.
Kicking and Screaming was a movie that I think a lot of folks in this generation were brought up on, and one of the linchpins of that movie was pass it to the Italians. That's really been the MO in some ways for Duke this season, between D'Ambrosio and Arlotti. For Arlotti, it's his 7th goal of the season now. Assist for Hott and Ortega officially as it scored. 49th minute, the goal. Arlotti from Sanremo, Italy. 7 goals this season, 5 assists. D'Ambrosio, who we've seen in this game as well, 3 goals and 4 assists. A dynamic veteran duo, those Italians coming in off the bench. They pack a punch for Duke. John Kerr feels it's the depth of this year's squad that could set it apart from last year's. And the 2 Italians led by Arlotti, a big reason why. You don't often see it, but he took a true gap year last year. Had his first 3 seasons at Harvard. Over a dozen goal contributions in each of those seasons between goals and assists. Last year just took his time to work on some individual things, knowing he would transfer to a bigger school, bigger program now for his grad year in the business school here at Duke, and shining on the field.
Go back again to the release by Kenan Hott. There's the give. Watch him push the tempo up high. Now pay attention to his hips and the way that he maneuvers his body. That slight hesitation gives him the ability to round the ball, creating more of a flat plane to drive through it atop the 6, allowing Alessandro Arlotti to be able to pick out that far corner. Beautiful move by Duke, but great individual job done by Kenan Hott in the midfield.
Well, he didn't miss a beat, Arlotti, coming over from Harvard. As I mentioned, at least a dozen goal contributions in every season. He's got a dozen this year, 7 goals, 5 assists, keeping his collegiate career trend going. A long throw from Ortega. And Pitt able to work it clear through Gavin Wetzel on that far side. did see the crowd grow a bit in size around halftime. Some fans starting to trickle out from the countdown to craziness in Cameron, as these loyal fans are already looking toward basketball season. Now just walking up the hill and taking a look at their unbeaten top 10 ranked Blue Devils on the soccer pitch. Here's Svenby, who's really been kept in check in this game. You made the point earlier, Devin, it's just a lot of being pinned back by Kabusu, and the way Duke is handling things, if you take away Svenby's attacking aspect of his game and neutralize him, it really makes it difficult for Pitt. They haven't really shown this year that they've been able to find a way without him involved, except for set pieces, and they haven't had many of those so far in this one. Only one corner and one free kick in a promising area. Ortega touches it by to the end line, slipped as he delivered, gathered by Maxim.
Would add on that outside of the individual marking on that right side by Kabusu and the compliment that he gets by the midfielders in front of it. It's also a lot of credit to the midfielders, because as Casper Svenby releases to the inside, that natural right-sided player, what you don't get is you don't get combination play. So pressure that drives him in. Sometimes Jay Vidovic, head coach Pitt, is going to want that, but as he starts to invert the run, doesn't have the ability to create link-up support.
Ortega slipped there on that service and took a couple of strides back up toward midfield and then sat down on the pitch. It's right here when he lunged for it. He was feeling at that left ankle, which sort of awkwardly rolled up underneath him. Up to his feet. Well, we've got a break in the action. Some scores that have gone final in the conference. Syracuse, a 1-0 win against Boston College. North Carolina, a 1-0 win against Louisville. SMU up 2-0, approaching the hour mark on Cal. Notre Dame up 1-0 nearing halftime on Virginia Tech. College basketball season starts November 3rd. The ACC network gets you ready with ACC tip-off once again from Charlotte. The conference's annual preseason media days, 8 hours of coverage beginning 9 a.m. Eastern for 3 straight days. The women are featured Monday and Tuesday morning, and then the men Tuesday afternoon and Wednesday. Team previews, interviews with all 36 head coaches and players from each team. You can always watch each day streaming on the all-new app. Again, for the women, it's Monday at 9 that tips off. The men, it's Tuesday at noon.
Everybody in ACC land can thank the Indiana Hoosiers in the Big Ten for Notre Dame's form, by the way. 1-0 loss back on September 7th at home. What have they done? Pitt, Omaha, Louisville, Wright State, Hope, and now possibly Virginia Tech. Just one loss to SMU in what has been an extremely magical 7-game run for Chad Riley's crew. Now 6 wins on the season.
Arlotti still with it. Baydouray won it back. Ortega was subbed off for Aridon Racaj.
Jamie, focus class. Look at the ball. Go there. Watch the runners. No turn. No service. No service. Set us up.
How does Pitt find a way back into this game? They've struggled this season offensively. It's really been reliant on set pieces. They're 25th in the nation in corner kicks per game at 6.4. They have 1 tonight.
Right shoulder.
They also only have 1 shot tonight.
I mentioned the depth within the midfield. Even do they look at ideas on how they want to work to the near touchline. Haven't been able to release the ball quick enough, and
it's Lassadal, who's, I think, feeling to make sure all his teeth are still there on the far side. He is. He lost one. One's gone, and they're not all there. He's looking for it. Great look from our camera, yes. You could see the gap. He is missing. Oh, he found it. Oh, nope, he was grabbing for it. You don't see this all the time, and you hope you never have to see it. Was it a forearm? Did he get hit with the ball? Let's see. It looked like the hand inadvertently just sort of nicked him right in the mouth. Someone get him a glass of milk. That's what you're supposed to do, right? You put the tooth in milk?
Is that a thing?
I think that's a thing. Oh, he found it. He just blew it off. He's smiling, but there aren't as many teeth in the smile as there were previously. Gave off to the trainer, and he's not even going to sub out.
He hangs out for a couple more days. He can hang out with the Duke Club hockey team. The 25th, they'll face UNC Charlotte. Why not?
That shrug and shake of the head from the trainer says it all. I mean, you don't necessarily know what you're going to be signing up for as an athletic trainer. Quick Google search does confirm my milk theory. I knew I'd heard it somewhere. It's the calcium and the phosphate in the milk that helps preserve the tooth.
I knew it the whole time.
In any event, back to the action. I wonder if it's got to be whole milk, 2%. I don't think the oat milk that you had in your latte on the way here would suffice.
It's got enough nutrients in it. And stayed on the pitch. I mean, that's something.
I'm impressed he found it.
Now, moments like this, so you were talking about what can you do. Referenced a couple of times the depth. When you establish, now you need options, right? Rotating back through. Ball movement is good, but rotation off the ball needs to be even better. Speed up rapidity of play. Runs coming out of the midfield. Start to drag the shape with the Duke Blue Devils across the field. Create more seams when you start to rotate on the outside.
Svenby tries to give and go, gets there, turns the corner. This could be dangerous. Svenby, oh, he just lost it between his feet. That's a good sign, though, for Pitt. The more you can get Svenby in behind and on the go, the better.
Talking about the channels in the first half, just addressed it a second ago. And the cutback across his body. There's the right-sidedness of a player when you talk about how the differentiation of right and left starts to affect the play. If he takes that with his natural left foot, he can come across the ball. As he hits it with his right, yeah, it's good. It gives him the angle, but he doesn't have the same amount of speed because his body's starting to adjust on the physical side of the game. Take that away from the play. Touch it in front of you and make the defender start to shift onto your body.
This might be a loaded question considering the injuries that Pitt has dealt with this year, but why has their attack lacked bite? Individually, there's so much talent. Well, David Erbacher lets this play on. Baderé tried to draw the yellow, but he deemed that he was far enough away, Arlotti. And Duke trying to turn this into an attack. We'll come back to that question in a moment. Arlotti looking through for Bjornsson. He goes down. And it's just a corner. Something they can look at to see if it should be turned into a penalty. You've got Duke arguing for a penalty. You've got Pitt arguing for a yellow to be shown for diving. The corner was the call in the end.
No chance from our angle, we're able to tell, because both bodies are obstructing the actual touch. Is the onside there, number one? Yeah, can't tell there either.
And I will say, Duke actually catches a break here.
Better look. Across the body. Touches, not a penalty.
Duke catches a break because had they called a penalty, they would have seen it was offside and they would have actually overturned it.
You can't go back and include offside in your decision.
Oh, David Erbacher is coming over. He just made the signal, but here's the thing. There's two things to look at here. As I was just saying, he'll look first, I believe, to see if he was offside. if he was offside, Bjornsson, they never even have to then look to see if there was contact, if it should be a penalty. So two things you're looking at here. And keep in mind, officials might not be looking at what we show you. Different cameras, different looks.
Certainly the first look is the ball, as you referenced, but I would say coming off of it, as tight as that was, the fact that it doesn't feel like it's a penalty in general. Good step up by Jack Moxham in the moment. Again, just over that back right shoulder of Bach. Touch across, sure. Goalkeeper down, absolutely. Don't see contact. That's the leaning of the striker in the moment. Ulfur Bjornsson, smart with his angles, really good. And the fact that he wants to try and initiate contact, but he comes up a little bit high on his feet and off the toes starts to lean in. Not a penalty.
And this is where Duke catches a break. As I was starting to say before David Erbacher made the signal for the review, if he would have deemed that to be a penalty or contact, then he would have gone back and looked, seen it was offside, and this would have been a free kick coming out the other way for Pitt. Instead, because he didn't deem that a foul, you can't go back and give the offside, and Duke gets a corner out of it. So they still do come out on the positive side as opposed to what it probably should have been. And it's their fourth corner now of the evening.
Ready for it.
So in the moment, Duke unhappy that they weren't granted a penalty, but they do still catch a break because of that sequence of operations that they get the corner kick out of it. And now can they make this count? Kenan Hott already with an assist tonight. Hott drops in the corner, and a foul goes against Duke. No harm, no foul. It's as if the last minute and a half never happened. So back to that question now, before that chaotic sequence. What about this Pitt attack has really had it wilt this year, despite all of the individual talent they have?
Certainly trying to blend in experience with all the injuries. That's number one. Because they want the ball and they want to be able to dissect you, move you, make you feel unnatural. The bigger one to me is no natural 9. You don't have a body up top in that central location that is an out-and-out striker. The way that they move, you've got more wingers adapting in high locations to central spots, feeling where the center backs are coming from, adjusting your runs instead of working outside in. Now you have to work off both shoulders, and most importantly, constantly occupying and being a presence up high in the middle. That's something as a winger you're not used to, and although they're capable of it, not having a natural in the moment is hurting them this season.
Still one shot tonight for Pitt. Again, one corner. They've been so reliant on their aerial prowess, and Villamajana getting it done. 4 headers off 4 corners. 1 header off of a recycled ball off a corner. His 5 goals, his team lead. Haven't really called his name tonight, Villamajana. Another name that we haven't called tonight that we were expecting to see in some capacity is Santiago Ferreira. Expected him to start for Pitt. Not only did he not start, he hasn't seen the field yet in this one. And Devin, he was one of the players that you had for us on that graphic pregame that you wanted to see step up for the Panthers. Haven't seen him at all.
I'm pretty sure from our angle that we're privy to, just in front of Jay Vidovic on the bench. He's on the left side of it. Wonder if something happened in training this week. You know, we talk about moving through motions.
Here's Fenby. And he'll win a corner. No, good hustle down at the end line to keep that in play.
Those motions throughout the season help create growth. There are patterns within it that create schedules, one of which has been disrupted. It's a good problem to have if you're Jay Vidovic and the Pitt Panthers.
Try from distance here, sails wide.
A full week of actually being able to train right out of the gates. Game on a Tuesday, game on a Friday, barely any rest, difficult. Again, with all of the injuries and the new bodies coming in, to really establish a full identity when as a manager, you don't have a chance to regularly work on the tactics side of things. Well, as you've done that, now you've got players, more intensity, right, early on in the week, and then tactically you adjust as you go on. That could also be an issue working off the backside of a game, having 5 days to train, and Ferreira possibly unavailable for this match, though he is on the bench.
There he is. He's just sitting down. He's got his uniform is on. It's not like He's in street clothes. Uniform's on. He's there. He's present. He's available, it looks like. We expected him fully to start this game. He has been a fixture in the lineup. 10 appearances, 9 starts.
What a family. Dad, brother, father, legend within the American soccer pyramid. Brother lighting it up, both for home club as a homegrown FC Dallas, and of course now with the Seattle Sounders.
That's Jacob Redenfors who comes on for Farron back. And looks like Kasper Svenby has come off as well now for Pitt. Pardon me, gone over to the right side.
What you're seeing is a more natural back line now for Pitt. Jay Vidovic saying coming into the match that felt like back was ready. The center back position did well for himself, but also a bit tired as he's dealing with some cramping. Some electrolytes into him. Redenfors over there. They're dealing with the injury of Nicholas Sorensen at the outside back position, who can also double as a center back. But now you've got Wetzel and Gilman. The preferred pairing should give you more control and also balance on the outside with Redenfors. Now Svenby on his natural right side.
Testing that new back line right away is Max Simpson, another freshman from Denver, Colorado. Played in the Colorado Rapids Academy and for their MLS Next Pro side before coming to Duke. This one lumped in. The header just inside the post. Oh, that's exquisite in the air from Racaj. It's his 3rd of the season, and Duke lead by 2.
Physically demanding, yes, but still the development of the play overall. Look at the depth within the ranks. 2 players up high, 3 atop the 18, and an establishment of dominance on the width. You stretch the back line, you open up space. As the seams start to part, your attacking players have the ability to not only inject themselves into the 18, but physically dominate in a one-on-one situation. High differentiation over Jackson Gilman. Beautiful explosion into the box and doubling it on the night for the Blue Devils.
Primary assist to Drew Kerr is 5th of the season. Trevor Burns gets credit with one as well as 3rd of the season on the 3rd goal of the season for Racaj. Freshman from Norway, capped up through the U17 level for them internationally. Had 10 goals and 45 appearances as a pro at the lower levels in Norway before coming here to Duke for his freshman season. A 20-year-old experienced freshman. Sometimes in this sport, it's as simple as wanting it more and getting up for it. And that's what he did over Jackson Gilman. Can this snowball now? Kabusu at the back post. It's loose. Fired back in front. Still pinging around and was over the line out for a corner per the assistant referee on the near side. Fifth corner now for Duke with a 2-goal lead against a team that has struggled to score. Short corner routine now toward the back post. Still loose. Maximal out of traffic, snatches it. Conversation we had a little while ago about this Pitt attack being stuck in a lower gear. They really haven't broken out in many ways this season. Had a 2-spot against Mercyhurst in the win, a 4-spot against Butler in the win. Outside of that, it's been a lot of 1s and 0s for Pitt.
No foul.
Bateray.
No foul, no service. No foul, no service. Far side, Max.
This was one of the tougher tests so far on paper coming in for Duke. Yes, unbeaten. Yes, number 9. but a strength of schedule that is 63rd in the country coming into the night. Schedule will only get tougher from here. Free kick now for Pitt. Try and work into this.
Get in! Switch on!
For Duke, it's home against Elon at Boston College, a difficult trip. And a Clemson game that everybody has circled. Dangerous ball, loose in front, saved off the line. Kabusu tracking back. Demora owes him a dinner. It's still a clean sheet for Pitt. Pardon me, for Duke.
Well done by the outside back. You know, the quickly taken set piece. Normally you're on the mark, trying to establish on the inside shoulder real dominance, and you'll have coverage on the backside too. But quick thinking. Kabusu, he just starts to drift in because the goalkeeper jumps high. Really smart IQ on display by Kabusu.
Now the corner where they've been terrific this season, Pitt, but nothing comes of it. Vukovic tumbles over the top of Bader. Trying to quickly get back into position now, the center back, while Pitt continues the attack. Responding well to conceding that second goal, but is it too little too late for Pitt halfway through this second half? Should have been 2-1. Kabusu's heroics negated it.
No turn.
Lasadal.
No service.
Covered by Duke.
Way.
Playing out through Acito. Still Cameron Acito. There's been a lot of positives tonight from Kabusu's performance for Duke. It's his second appearance of the season, starting back-to-back games. Now only went 43 minutes last game against Averett in the 10-0 rout. But he had a hamstring injury, Kabusu, that he picked up early in preseason that has kept him out now until last game. He's done a lot of nice things tonight in the attack and defensively. Last year, All-ACC freshman team out of the New England Revolution Academy from Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. Bjornsson wanted it through. It's timed up. Thorson.
I'd say both Jamie Kabusu right back for Duke, as well as his complement Drew Kerr on the left side. Beyond impressed by the calmness of their distribution. You know, clean with the ball at their feet. Moments like this, tiny little ones, the correct decision. You drag it back inside, there's the ball. Now you bring the line up. You're looking for depth overall. Just so sound in their decision making. It doesn't look like much when he steps on it and starts to recycle the other direction. But if you open up too much and play too quickly, you get yourself into trouble. That's where Pitt can jump on you too. Their pressure starts middle to high. They pick it up, they start to transition through you. Again, one of the bigger areas John Kerr talked about, head coach at Duke, was decision-making overall, both deep-lying in nature, centrally when they've got the ball at their feet, or transitional. Just because you can doesn't mean you have to. Much better over the course of the evening.
That was a big part of the conversation. So too was making sure you're buttoned up defensively for all 90 minutes. Had a good conversation with him again about how last year ended so abruptly. Don't forget, this Duke team last year were 11 unbeaten, 8 wins, 3 draws, going into their ACC quarterfinal, which they lost against Cal, and they lost their opening match of the NCAA tournament against San Diego. And it was done, just like that. 11 unbeaten to back-to-back losses, and the year was over. And he felt that it just boiled down to maybe defending well for 78 total minutes in a game, and those 12 minutes, whether 2 6-minute stretches, whatever, they let their guard down. And they were punished for it often last year. Talked about defending more for full 90s this year, and they still have 23 to go here tonight.
Go! We got it! No, we don't take a fucking break! No!
Jorgensen replacing Alexander Vukovic, whose night will be done.
Not sure who's more confused in the situation. Vukovic or myself.
Or me.
He's playing that well over the course of the night. Really good decision making. One wonders if fatigue comes into play, though. He was not a part of the dismantling midweek. A lot of rotation within the group, giving them some time off. What has been a very congested schedule, not just for the Duke Blue Devils, but that time of the year for every team in college soccer.
Come back to Vukovic in a moment. First, the corner for Pitt. It's their third now on the evening. Dropped in, punched away by Demora. Svenby lumping it long. Kabusu gets ahead to it. Carter chipping it back post just beyond the reach of Racaj. Alessandro missing tooth and all, nearly to that one.
The angle felt like he could have gotten on the end of it. Comes straight on when just reached back across the body. Vision obstructed a tad, which prevents him from really following through there. Also recognize the presence of Duke's goalkeeper, Eric Demora. Even just hands in the face, you know, starts to second guess exactly where you're supposed to strike through it. Really good goalkeeping, even though he doesn't touch it.
Especially considering a hand cost him a tooth about 15 minutes ago. Cut ahead to Kenan Hott, early ball in. Hott comes back to win it. Good hustle. Feeding it through. So when Vukovic came off, I was keeping an eye on the bench. There didn't seem to be any animosity. You got a handshake from every coach. John Kerr followed him to his seat, though, and was chatting with him. So unclear what it was about, but a little surprising to see him taken off at this juncture. There wasn't any sort of brush by or anything like that. Racaj looking goalward, Moxon to save. Big rebound for Kenan. Hott puts it over the bar. Played quickly now by Pitt. Wanted to take advantage of the numbers. Dahl.
No, switch the fuck on. Get a quick set piece.
Gilman stepping up. 30 years as a captain for Pitt. Carter chipping it again, back post like last time, headed square and cleared. Jorgensen who cleared. Attack waking up now for Pitt. 20 minutes to play. Only down 2. Duke not out of the woods yet. Player down for the Blue Devils.
Combination play once again on the far side. Love the positioning by Kenan Hott on the spill here. The problem was both he and Trevor Burns had the exact same idea. As Burn pulls out of it, Kenan Hott wanted to hit it with his left and smartly lets it come back across his body. But as he does, he's leaning to be able to put some English on it, pick out the far post up over the bar. This one right here. Given the talent level of Racaj, and I've seen him do it before, really felt like he had the opportunity to let that come down and come across it with the right side of his body. Now, counter argument is it's still a good decision because he gets to head it straight on. But that's where Bull Jorgensen come into play. Center back who's just come on for Vukovic, who went to the bench. Mentioned 6 for the Blue Devils, now 8. Right inside the top of the 6. Good physicality to eliminate the threat, the 9 spot.
Players over. Chat with coaches. A good chance for us to remind you that women's sports take over the afternoon every Sunday right here on the ACC network. This week, this Sunday, we start at noon Eastern with volleyball. Number 5 Pitt hosts Georgia Tech. Then it's a soccer doubleheader. Cal SMU at 2. Number 19 North Carolina, the reigning national champs, hosting Pitt. Should be a terrific afternoon of matches. Alessandro Arlotti will come off here for Thomas Vold. And it Looks like Ulfur Bjornsson is getting his orders to head back out there as well. I haven't seen a second player. Arlotti that we saw come off.
Stay tight, stay tight.
19.5 minutes remaining now for Pitt to try and get back in this. Glad to have you with us on the ACC Network with Devin Kerr. I'm Joe Malfa. Duke looking to remain unbeaten and in a good spot right now, up 2-0. Both goals in the second half. Arlotti and Racaj.
Out there, out there, out there! Play! Come!
It's Trevor Burns, the second player off for Duke.
Run in! Get in!
Try from distance here, blocked again. Jorgensen getting in the way a second time since he's come on for Vukovic. A lot of guys back behind the ball now for Duke. 2-goal lead, just see it through. They've got a line of 6 right there now. Left side of your screen, there's 6 guys on an even plane defensively.
What a ball that is.
Flag stays down, put across, it's there for Aridon and blocked. Outstanding tackle, maybe a goal-saving tackle. Max Simpson shoved down there. He was the one who made that tackle.
Stay tight! Stay tight! Drew, left shoulder!
Starting to pull defenders out of position now, Pitt, through their combination play. In spurts, they've shown an ability to do this season. Their fluidity as a team, their talent individually, it just hasn't shown up enough. Running forward, blocked. It's a good job by Simpson to avoid conceding a corner.
No service, no service. No service, Cobb, get in. Hands up, hands up, Blue.
Fadeaway. Finger wag from David Erbacher, saw that as clean. Player still down for Pitt. Well, the whistle now.
Go, take a breather.
Perfect play by everybody on this. The depth within the midfield, releasing the outside backs up high, hold up play from the 9. Perfect ball in behind, can't put it anywhere else on the square ball back across. If you're Casper Svenby, don't tell Max Simpson that. What a tackle. This is across the body, the timing to disrupt the oncoming run by Reddenfors. Versatility and depth, full display. Started at the false 9, moved up high as a striker, now at outside midfielder to be able to eliminate the attack there as a defender. Great job.
Easy yellow for Thorson, but a yellow that he'd probably gladly take given the circumstances.
Too many personnel as they continue to advance themselves up the pitch, overexposed on the width. Necessary evil. Don't mind it at all. It's actually a smart decision. Win-win. Win the tackle and ball if you create contact. Referee almost assuredly going to pull a card, stop it, the game, and then allow you to reset yourself defensively and get organized.
The third would put this on ice for Duke. Chance here on the set piece, hot. The ball, oh, it was there. He was open and unmarked, Ulfur Bjornsson. Reddenfors wants it. gets it. Vilamajana, grad student from Girona, Spain. Spent 4 years in Barcelona's youth academy. Now it's Redenfors again delivering. The attacking spark for Pitt has really been helped by Redenfors down this left side.
It started because of Bateray within the midfield. Drop him in as both outside backs come high. You still build 3 off the back line with your 2 center backs. But Albert Thorson dropping in underneath that front line. The back line from Duke then has to jump. Space becomes available because the outside backs drop in deep, and you have the ability for Pitt of regular service into the box.
Service now from the corner. It's been outstanding defensively on the corners. That was 4 tonight for Pitt, where again, they've done most of their damage this season scoring on corners. 5 goals from corners. 25th in the nation in corners per game at 6.4. They're nearing that overall total, but they haven't threatened once against Duke. Still 4 shots, 1 on target. 3 of those shots have come in the last 15 minutes or so for the Panthers.
A friendly reminder of the clearance off the line by Kabusu,
yes.
And then that tackle moments ago by Max Simpson. No argument whatsoever, both of which, if not for those exact moments, it would be 2-2.
To your point, it's interesting. We looked at our shots. We see 1 shot on target for Pitt, but we don't see a save for
Shocking.
Duke.
Yeah, of course.
It's Kabusu who made that stop off the line, not Demora.
That's one of those statistical anomalies where, as a player, if you hit the post, it doesn't count as a shot on target.
Right.
Go figure.
Well, there's a logic behind that, whether
Sure,
you like it or not.
I hit the target. Don't tell me.
You literally hit the target. Kenan Hott hits this one. It deflects out for a corner.
Come on, let's sit up. Early, come on. Let's go. Come on, push. Hey, take a break here. Come on.
This was that moment again for Kabusu.
All the way back across to be able to push it aside, and then the one just prior. Look at Kabusu, top the 18. Even more credit to Max Simpson, dropping down underneath, catching the advance roll of Redenfors. Again, 2 really good looks from Pitt. Still the 0 on the board.
6th corner for Duke. Maybe one of the poorer efforts in terms of the service so far. Off his line is the keeper, Demora. He's going out toward this one. He'll get there first.
That's in.
Bent ahead, off his line, Moxham. Chance to make it 3, Moxham makes the save. It was nearly a second on the night for Racaj. What a sequence that was. Both keepers asked to do something 10 seconds apart. And he would have gotten a secondary assist on that, Demora, had that gone in. Baker's dozen remaining on the clock. Duke 2, Pitt nothing.
No service. No corner.
The teammates there were shouting no corner to Kabusu. He just got a misread on it. He thought it was off the Pitt player because he just let it go. He could have gotten there, but he let it go thinking it was a goal kick.
Apologies, apparently. Foreign language. One of the immediate electives here taken by most students.
5th corner. Gilman the flick on over the bar.
I actually look at you for not addressing that earlier. And the reason I say that is you talked about babble. I'm at least giving the kids course credit. Come on, man. Help me out here.
This was my first time that I got to take a stroll around this campus, by the way.
Yeah.
It is magical. It is magical. And peeling back the curtain as somebody who attended Maryland, but after the era of the ACC rivalry between Duke and Maryland, I've been coached to dislike Duke my entire life. It's impossible to walk around this campus and not fall in love with it. I hope my friends are not listening.
The museum, just over the left side of your screen that surrounds Cameron Indoor basketball squad. Beautiful, right? I mean, you could spend a century in there and not be able to see everything.
It's Hogwarts.
Agreed, yeah.
You walk around campus. Play on. David Herbacher thought that was clean. Numbers now. Bjornsson! That should do it! The Wolf howls his way to a 3rd goal on the night for Duke. On their way to 3 big points in the ACC.
Panthers. How is this not a foul? In the midfield, felt like pressure over the back shoulder, hand away from the body. That is a foul. Credit to Volt, who just continues on. Infraction, absolutely, but the intensity does not subside. Ulfur Bjornsson getting him healthy. His runs, the entrances into the top of the 18 as he pivots off the back shoulder. His explosion into the box, coming on a rounding run to give him the angle to come direct on the ball, picking his corner and sealing the deal for the Blue Devils.
Pittsburgh players understandably surrounding David Urbacher and wondering where that foul call was. Look, at the end of the day, you play with the whistle. The whistle didn't come. Pitt was caught off guard because of it. Play on. 3-0 Duke lead. It's 3 on the season for the Wolf. Ulfur Bjornsson. Ulfur translating to Wolf in Icelandic. Came into the season the #1 ranked player in the Top Drawer Soccer preseason list. Had 13 goals last year as a sophomore, 10 the year before that as a freshman. First team All-ACC last year, second team All-ACC the year before. Slow off the blocks this year because of injuries to both ankles. 7th appearance, 5th start tonight. 3 goals and 2 assists. And his 3rd goal of the season gives Duke 3 on the night. Thorson trying to get it back, pushing through for Red and Fours. This result is going to bring Duke into a tie atop the ACC. Both Duke and Clemson will be 3-0-1 in conference play. Clemson idle in conference play this week. They play Elon tomorrow. And those two teams meet here on the ACC network in 2 weeks' time. Friday night the 17th at Clemson. Duke and Clemson. That one could go a long way in determining who maybe ultimately ends up lifting the regular season trophy here. Player down for Pitt. It's Kasper Svenby, and that's not what you want to see. If you're Jay Vidovich, the time he's already missed this year due to injury, the stretch you see applied by Thorson, you hope this is just a cramp. It brings up an interesting conversation. Some of it conditioning, some of it hydration. There's a science behind it, but it's a 65-degree night. This isn't an 85, 90-degree humid night that you'd see in August and September. And he's not the first person that we've seen dealing with fatigue, dealing with cramps here in this one.
He's also not up to full fitness on the season
100%.
Anyway, due to the injuries that he's dealt with. So kind of both sides of the coin, right? Week off, training is going to be more intense. You have the ability to also load manage leading in. But then he hasn't played a full 90 in all season long. For a guy who is a constant fixture within the starting 11 for Jay Vidovich. And the list that has been never-ending, it feels like. Lasse Dahl on the front line, really any side of the width. Nicholas Sorensen, we mentioned, on the back line. Bader and Bordoy. Bader back in it, which is good at the 6 spot. But Bordoy, another one who gives you so much flexibility on the attacking front and in the midfield. Not to mention what is seemingly a near impossible schedule for the Pitt Panthers to start the year. Give Jay Vidovich a lot of credit, posturing early on to try and give his team an opportunity, knock off some teams, add to the RPI. You've got Georgetown, Clemson, Butler, Notre Dame. Those are your first 4 games of the season. 2 in ACC right out of the gate. Throw Maryland into it. What is a pretty balanced, understanding RPI, it's different, Mercyhurst squad, all of which is trying to come down to getting everybody up to full speed and what seems to be the end of the night in that moment for Kasper Svenby.
Joshua Vacek takes his spot. A penny for the thoughts in the conversation there in that moment, you wonder, it seemed like Svenby did not want to come out of this game, but understanding the injuries he's had, understanding it's 3-0 with 9 minutes to go, there's no need for Jay Vidovic to push that, even though the competitors seem to want to stay out there in Kasper Svenby. That's why he gets a pat on the back, perhaps, from his coach as he walks back to the bench.
No service. No service. No service, no corner. No service, no corner. Stay on your feet.
Red and fours. Starting to see some more activity now. Substitution-wise, it looks like, I believe Santi Ferreira actually just shed the penny. So it looks like we'll see him after all. A player we thought would start and feature prominently in this game. Just getting a cameo appearance here in mop-up duty. Swung in. Duke is holding so strong defensively in this game. The plaudits on the attack that they've had this year. Deflected, saved it off his own defender, Demora. But all the plaudits we've given them for their attack this season, they have been really good as of late defensively. Tighten things up, this Duke side. It's 4 straight clean sheets for Duke. They came into tonight with a 382-minute scoreless streak.
Out there, no service. Wait.
Oh. And it's out for a corner.
Hey, get in, get the fuck in. No, we defend. Defend.
That was earmarked for the far corner. If Demora didn't get his hand to it off of his own defender. 7th corner now for Pitt with 7 minutes to play. Can they find something here that they could take with them going forward? Some contact in the box before the service. Such is life in the ACC. Pitt turns around to visit number 3 Stanford, then they host Denver, host Syracuse, host Wake Forest, and visit Louisville. Good luck.
The reward for your efforts is what's behind door number 1. To your point, though, about Kasper Svenby coming out, it's not just about tonight.
Right.
It's about the continued growth for this program over the rest of this season. These young men.
Trying to get one back here. Might have been off of a teammate.
Still getting experience, so valuable in nature to aid in those efforts. It actually reminds me a bit of the 2023 season, and so statistically, coming into the night, they're actually only 1 game off. 4-4-2 through 10 matches. They were 4-3-3 that year. Getting everybody healthy for the back-ended run, so important. They were able to squeak themselves into the NCAA tournament last year. This thing is far from over from Pitt.
Beta Ray's shot blocked. Kabusu. Bjornsson wants it. Bjornsson gets it. Ulfur Bjornsson, overlap from Kabusu. Axel Bjornsson wants it back post. It's Ulfur Bjornsson off the post and in. He is heating up, and that is dangerous for the rest of the country.
You're down, you're pushing, you're trying to do anything you can to create some sort of comeback. Beta Ray, as he comes back across his body, coughs it up. No legs for Vilimajanic. And now it's a numbers game. Who wants it more? Got to slide out and put a little bit more pressure on to eliminate what should have been that ball down into the channel. You would have created a one-on-one instead. Now you're reacting as Jackson Gilman slides over. Great positioning by Ulfur Bjornsson. Bates, Pitt's back line into sitting deep, sliding back over too late, setting himself up for the nightcap. Start to finish for the Blue Devils in hopes that this will be a continued movement atop the ACC and their standings.
Just getting healthy. He's got 2 tonight, 4 on the season. Only his 7th appearance, 5th start. Again, 13 last year, 10 the year before. The number 1 ranked player in the country per Top Drawer Soccer coming into the season. Duke has been unbeaten without him at full strength. Duke has been unbeaten without, in John Kerr's estimation, the full team coming together. They could be scary if that's all starting to turn now. He said they're 65% of the way to where they need to be. I think they might have jumped another 10% tonight.
Ari, left shoulder. Ari! Thomas.
He's trying to salvage something now, Pitt. Nice give and go. It deflects into the hands of the keeper. Our Week 6 ACC Network Saturday football lineup begins at noon Eastern with Pitt hosting BC. And it's Syracuse and SMU. And we cap the night with a field pass presentation of the number 3 Miami and number 18 Florida State matchup with sideline commentary. That's at 7:30 Eastern. All 3 games also available on the all-new ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. The conversation we had tonight about Duke's perhaps inflated attacking numbers because of the Averett matchup and the Howard matchup, we present that fact because you do take the numbers with a grain of salt when you beat a D3 team 10-0 and you beat a Howard team 8-0. We did not, in any point in that conversation, want to take away from how potent this attack is. And tonight, you're proving it. This is not Averett, no offense to them. This is not Howard, no offense to them. This is a Pitt team that has been tough to play against. Well coached by Jay Vidovich, and they've dropped 4 all in this second half now. You only play the teams on your schedule, and they've dismantled those teams. And now doing it to Pitt. On the other side, there's a conversation to have about Pitt and this difficult road ahead that they have. You got to be 500 to get into the tournament. It's a tough schedule they have coming up. More on that in a second. Duke going again. Bjornsson looking for a hat trick. This Pitt team has made 4 of the last 5 national quarterfinals. Tournament is starting to look like a question, perhaps, for the Panthers.
I'm not going that far. The only reason because recent history for them referenced the 2023 team who were able to work themselves out of that hole. You know, this team still has a ton of talent. 2 sides of the coin for them, right? Defensively, certainly they're struggling right now with some decision-making, coughing up goals. Most of it is due to indecision on the other side of it. So sure, you can look at them and say, well, they've given up 13 goals. That's tied for 3rd most in the conference. Well, yeah, but they're tied with Clemson. Think about Clemson's attack. Clemson has that complement where they can get away with the ability to concede. So now the question moving forward, if you're Jay Vidovich and his staff for Pitt, is do we want to try and dig in to the idea defensively we can be better, or the fact that attacking-wise we have to be better? Those are 2 different things. What you're starting to get a glimpse of is whether or not a team has the ability to do both. That's the discussion that they're going to have after this match. I would actually lean on the attacking side of the football for them. Because if you make quicker decisions off the back line, better ones, you're going to continue to promote growth. And if you have seen anything from Pitt here in the second half, it's the advancement of personnel, balance on the width, 5 attackers sitting 30 yards in and along this back line with constant pressure. Yes, this game is 4-0. But we can both agree, we had this conversation at the 20-minute mark in the second half, that it could just have easily been 2-2, and now we're having a very different discussion in the second half of play.
Tale of 2 halves, to be sure. 0-0 at halftime, 4-0 now with 2 minutes to go. Kabusu is holding it down in the corner. Don't forget the next time you'll see ACC men's soccer here on ACC Network. It's this Sunday. It's Virginia and NC State, number 16 against number 2. Cavaliers, I think in our estimation, from what we've seen, one of the best teams in the country. The 16 rank is a little misleading. NC State have proven they're one of the best teams in the country. Just fell from number 1 this past week because of their tie last week against this Pitt team. But they're only number 2, right behind Portland. That's 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. We are in for a treat the rest of this month in terms of some of these featured matchups. Next Friday, it's Clemson-NC State. The Friday after that, it's Clemson-Duke. We end the month perhaps on Halloween with perhaps the trophy in the building as a Duke team would look to down their rival in North Carolina. We are blessed with a good month ahead of ACC men's soccer, best conference in college soccer. And we are into October. All of that starting to come into focus. Duke will be at the forefront of a lot of those conversations. That's not what you want to see at this stage of the game. A 4-goal margin. Good Bjornsson let out a yell that I heard from up in the press box through my headset. He is hobbling back across midfield. Play continues meanwhile. 20 seconds to go. Ferreira gets it back. Wants to give and go. Duke holding as strong as they have all night defensively. Is there one last gasp here? Is saved by Demora, and Duke will win this one 4-0 over Pitt. They remain unbeaten. They're number 9 in the country, and they'll be